What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about the best attackers and defenders for the victory track in season 29. And we have, basically kind of a mix of Alliance War and then a couple other nodes. So you get the Coda attackers, and whenever you punish the opponent's specials, you become unblockable. And then while this unblockable is active, the attacker gains, the hits deal 40% of the attack. So you can get some bonus damage with your attackers. For the defenders, it's not really that crazy. Like, if you can't really punish the opponent's special, they just become unblockable for like a few seconds, which honestly is not that big of a deal. But the attackers, you might want to actually add some in your deck, because that 40% attack is a nice boost. Now, the other two nodes that we have is Conflictor. Every 7 seconds, the next debuff triggered by the attacker is immediately purified, so that's going to be really annoying. And paired with this second node, it's going to be even worse. So when the attacker lands a hit, the defender has a 25% chance to be inflicted with a bleed debuff, dealing no damage. So basically this node is there so that you actually trigger Conflictor quite a bit, so that, they get some power gain, and that happens quite often. So also, ideally, you want to use some champions, you want to put some champions on defense that are not bleed immune, because if they are bleed immune, this node just basically doesn't do anything. So we have some champions here that will be very, very good, and we're going to talk for attackers first. So we jump into the conscious Anki. So we have Archangel. Archangel is going to be a little bit better, because if you get unlucky with those bleeds, you will be able to get those bleeds with the node there. It's going to actually help you, even though they do like no damage, but you can easily convert them to neurotoxins. Now we have another champion here. We got Blade, which I can't find him. There's Blade. So when you're close to the opponent, you actually get some nice power gain with Blade. So, you're pretty much going to have bleeds on the opponent like the whole time, thanks to that node as well. Then we have Crossbones. Crossbones, the only reason he's there is because he actually can cancel the bleed debuff node with his ability accuracy, so you don't have to deal with like Conflictor and stuff like that. So definitely a nice addition to your deck. And then we actually have another skill champion, which is Nick Fury. Nick Fury can benefit from that bleed. You can get that internal bleed a lot faster with your 8 stack of bleeds, and he can be a little bit better. Now you also have the Coda attackers, which I'm going to list some that should be worth it. Like Dazzler, honestly, she's very good, and you're also going to get some extra attack. Also, using her Falter, you can easily punish some difficult specials. Up next, if you have Jean, very, very strong champion as well. Kushala, obviously going to be incredible for this meta, because she gets that benefit. And then some other champions that you might want to include if you have them. Northstar maybe is pretty good. I'm actually going to try him myself to see. But, Tigra will be amazing. Hood would be amazing. Spiral. I was using Spiral Alliance for quite a bit. She's pretty good as well. Rintra also can help you with his root. His self-root, you might be able to punish some specials that, the opponent recovers fast. But if you're close to them, you're going to have enough time. So those are the attackers that I recommend. Now, there's actually some very, very overpowered defenders in this meta. Starting off with some mutants here. So Mr. Sinister will be actually a lot worse to fight, because when you place that bleed on him, he actually can transfer that bleed into a degen back to you. So he's going to be extra difficult. You really don't want to bait his special ones in this meta, because yeah, he's going to be a massive pain. Now, we also have another massive pain, and that is Bishop. I see 2 Captain Burdens right there. That's interesting. Okay, so yeah, this is Bishop. Bishop, if you bleed him, there might be the ability here. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. If Bishop is suffering from bleed, shock, or incinerate, each time he consumes a prowess, he deals damage to you. So basically, you want to use someone that's a tech champion and doesn't have energy attacks. Like, I think Shocker is really good. He doesn't have any energy attacks. But you can't use someone like, I think Jack is not going to work. But yeah, some champions against this guy will not work. Like, I don't know, Guardian probably doesn't work. So be careful here with what you use against that Bishop. We also have some more mutants. Mutants are going to be crazy this meta. Domino. Dude, Domino is such a massive pain. Like, when you bleed Domino, she has, I don't know the exact chance. Let's see. When you bleed Domino, she has like a chance to purify that bleed. and she gets like some power gain, which is like almost half a bar of power, I believe. There it is. So 50% chance to actually purify that bleed debuff, which is insane. Like 1 time out of 2 is gonna happen. And you place so many of them. Like here, there is no cooldown, which is insane. Like you might place like 5 bleeds on her, and she might just purify all of them. Like you might just be very, very unlucky. Now moving on to Dust. Dust, you actually need her specifically awakened for this to work. So when when Dust prevents a bleed effect via immunity, there is a 40 to 100% chance to inflict a sand debuff on the opponent. So if you get a Sig to 100 Dust, she gets 4 bleeds on her, which, you know, she's going to be immune. She's going to put you in the sandstorm, which is immediate damage. So that's really annoying. Like I ranked up my Dust specifically for this. Now, Omega Red is another mutant that will be a bit of a pain if you don't have like a robot. There's not a lot of people that have like ranked up Omega Reds, but honestly, if you have him, honestly, I feel like he's actually a pretty decent addition to your deck. Now, let's move to some skill champions. We, of course, will include Bullseye. Bullseye, massive pain. You know, he's going to get more power. He's going to pause that killer instinct. You do not want to fight him at all. Now, moving on to some more skill champions. We have Killmonger. Killmonger is going to be tough because you won't be able to, you know, keep an armor break on him because he's constantly going to be purifying it with Conflictor. So a high Sig Killmonger is going to be a bit of a pain in this meta as well. We obviously have Yelena. Yelena's special 1 takes so long to perform, and if Conflictor actually gives her power to push it to special 2, there's a lot of block damage. You might get clipped by the last mine as well. So yeah, definitely will be a pain. She's also a pain like without even a single node, so she's going to be even worse now. And then lastly, Lumatrix will be a bit of a problem because you don't really want to bait any of this guy's specials, because if you bait a special 1, you need to actually bypass the miss. And if you bait the special 2, you need to actually have an evade counter. And if you don't, you're going to get cornered. And then with Conflictor, it's not going to be great. Now there's one more class here, I believe. So we have some Cosmics. Obviously Serpent, I mean, you get the idea. More power gain on Serpent. His power gain is enough on its own. And with the node, it's not going to be great. We also have Dark Phoenix. Baiting more specials against Dark Phoenix means you're going to take more of that damage from... I always forget the name. The Nova Flame. So yeah, definitely don't want to fight Dark Phoenix. I myself will be banning her quite a bit. And I think that's it for the Cosmics. Now we have Mystic here. We got Enchantress. Enchantress with extra power gain. She probably will be a bit of an annoying one. We've all been there where she throws that special into our block and she just destroys us. So she's not great. And then lastly, a tech champion, and that is Mr. Red Skull. Red Skull kind of like the same thing about like Lumatrix. You don't really want to bait any of this guy's specials because SP1 has auto block, special 2 has the unstoppable. So you don't really want to fight this guy as well. So yeah, this meta, honestly, it seems interesting. And the only thing that changes for Gladiator Circuit Weeks 1 is whenever the defender purifies or cleanses a debuff, they gain an unblockable charge. And if the defender reaches 4 unblockable charges, they gain an unblockable passive. So the defender purifies. So maybe some skill champions that purify will actually be a bit harder to fight, because if they have unblockable and they end up throwing like, I don't know, maybe an unblockable special, it's going to be hard to like dex depending on the opponent. So yeah, there's not much change for week 1s and 2. So pretty much every single one that works in Victory Track is going to work for Gladiator Circuit. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about this meta. I personally will include some of those Coda champions. Honestly, I pretty much ignore the Alliance War nodes. Just add like 3 or 4 Coda attackers, and then mostly just bring some really strong defenders. Like my plan for this meta is just have a good defense, because defense, man, there are some very troublesome defenders. Like, you know, those Dominos, those Dust, Serpent. Like it's gonna be a really tough meta to actually get good scores at. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.